We're live. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show. I'm your host, Dr. Kojo, and we're talking about three big neurodivergent mistakes that I've made. And I've made more than three mistakes, for full disclosure. I'm not that perfect. I made more than three mistakes, but I'm going to give y'all three big mistakes that I've made. And hopefully, if you can find some parallels in my mistakes, then you'll know how to do things better moving forward. And if you haven't made these mistakes, this can serve as good information for you. But normally, you kind of have to make the mistakes before you know, right? Like sometimes we know, but then when we make mistakes, then we really know, right? You really know when you gotta make the mistakes. You gotta mess up. So go ahead, use the comment section to let me know where you're checking it in from, what your name is if it doesn't already show, and let's get into it. Coco, what's going on? How you doing? And by the way, we're streaming live on YouTube. We're streaming live on TikTok. We're streaming live on LinkedIn. This is a LinkedIn stream. So my LinkedIn folks, we're live. And we're streaming live on Facebook as well. I got to mention that. We're always going to stream live on Facebook. So don't ever think that we're going to forget about our Facebookers. Let me make sure that the Facebook stream is up and running. It says that it is, but I like to just double check. Why is my Wi-Fi playing games with me tonight? Oh, okay. No, all right. We are up and rolling on Facebook. Perfect. We have Natasha from Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Echo checking in from Colorado. Okay, so we have people from all over the country tuning in. I do appreciate your attention. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have San Antonio, Texas in the house, accounted for on TikTok. So my TikTokers, I think that our Service Plus button works on TikTok. Let me pin the notice here. All right, so if you're watching live on TikTok, you should see a message that says, I'd love to get your email so we can stay in touch. Let's get it. And I have these hands like this. So if you're watching live on TikTok, you should see that pinned message there. So you can just message me, DM me on TikTok, and then send your email. We'll put you on an email list. We're building up an email list so that way we can have your information. So we can blast our emails, keep you updated on what we're up to, what we will be up to, and what we've done. Have you received messages with requests to be tied down? What do you mean by that? My autism needs you to explain that in further detail, Lavita. Is that something that's going around, or I might be lost? Maybe lost right there. And your video, which video? I post. Oh, the spice. I have a lot of spicy posts. Which one in particular? I post a lot of videos, and when I make the videos and when they're posted, two completely different dates. I'll make a video, send it to my team, and then we'll get it posted. So once I make the video, I'm on to the next thing in my mind. I've been moving on so fast. Taylor, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you back on the live stream. Put my email. So if you're on TikTok, once again, click the the coworker text. I remember. Look, I get a lot of interesting DMs and emails, and I get a lot of interesting inbound messages. Let's just put it that way. I've received any and everything. Some things that I obviously can't talk about online on live streams. I've received just about any and everything. And on TikTok, if you click the Service Plus button, you can send us your email. And if worse comes to worse, you can navigate your way to the link in my bio, and you should see somewhere where you can drop your email in. We're building up an email list, which will be very helpful when we come to your city. And we do have a date for our first stop for the comedy tour in 2026. It will be April 26th, and we will be in Houston, Texas. So when I got burnt out and I canceled all my dates, I told y'all, at least those y'all who are in Houston, I said that when we re-up again and when we go back on tour in 2026, we will start off with Houston. And I'm making sure that we can keep that promise. So we will be in Houston at the so relax. So at All Jokes Aside Comedy Lounge, April 26th. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. The address is 9870 West Park Drive, Houston, Texas 77063. So All Jokes Aside Comedy Lounge. We will be in Houston, April the 26th. That's the first date that we have for now. Obviously, we'll add more dates as time goes on, but we will kick off the tour in Houston, Texas. Hey, I gotta make RDHD people feel seen because that's my community. That's my community. That's my community. Self-diagnosed type shit. And Coco, did you find the link to where to sign up? I hope it's showing easy for y'all. I hope it's not too difficult for y'all to navigate. The coworker text your wife saw. I think that was the one about the was it the one with the I got a lot of comments about the one where the college student was texting. The college student had said something like, do you like what you see? Those scenarios are so wild. Do you like what you see? Cheryl, love from Canada. Cheryl, I appreciate you. Miss Rain, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. And thank you for the gifts and everything. I appreciate y'all. All right, the broken bed one. Look, I have a lot of wild scenarios, and that's the whole point of that trend. So that trend is geared towards people who are in their first healthy relationship. And if you've never, if you've been in a string of toxic relationships and you're in a healthy one, it's going to feel foreign to you. It's going to feel like a shock to your system. So you're going to be a little out of sorts. Things will make sense to you because you're a bit paranoid because you've been hurt before in the past. So if you get a text message or if your partner gets a text message and it looks like they're up to no good, your brain is going to go to the worst possible option. And you'd be like, I knew that. I knew they were cheating on me. I knew it. I just knew it. And maybe they weren't cheating on you. Now, maybe they could be cheating on you, but we would hope that you would give them the benefit of the doubt. Because if you're going to be with somebody and you can't trust them, then my goodness, what are we doing? What are we doing? Lovidia says, sounds like I experienced it. I'm not that paranoid in relationships. I'm not that paranoid in relationships. Like if they're going to cheat, okay, whatever. At one point I was, but then when I realized that if the worst thing a woman can do to you is sleep with somebody else, then you're in pretty good shape. You're in pretty good shape. So if somebody's gonna cheat and they cheat, cool. You didn't come to my house and steal my PlayStation. You didn't log me out of my PlayStation network to where I can't play NCAA. You didn't steal my dog. Like you didn't hurt my mom. You just, gave the cooter to somebody else. Cool. So, like, I have to sleep at night, and I gotta feel good. So, once you realize that, it makes life a lot easier. Yeah, nothing you can do about it. Andrea, I am good today. Thank you. I got 8 hours of sleep. Eight and a half hours of sleep last night, so I feel like a rock star. Zoe, relax, baby, relax. Oh yeah, you gotta protect your peace. But look, there's some people out there who they're paranoid and they are very concerned about their partner doing something, and cheating on them. Oh, shiesty, I'm on live stream. And I know if you built up a relationship with somebody, yes, you can be a bit sad or concerned, and maybe you might have kids. Like all that is true. But peace is important. And even though anxiety keeps us alive, but too much anxiety can cross over and turn into paranoia. And if you don't have your peace of mind, then what do you have? You don't have much. You don't have much. You gotta keep your peace of mind. Shasti, I'm on live stream. I'm on live stream, baby. I'm on live stream. All right, guys. So let's talk about 3 big neurodivergent mistakes that I've made in my life. Keep in mind that if you haven't made these mistakes yourself, I might just be talking to you and it's going in one ear and going out the other. Keep in mind that human beings don't do better when they know better. We do better when we feel worse. I'll repeat that. Human beings do not do better when we know better. We do better when we feel worse. You have to feel the pain. You have to feel some type of consequence. And then you're like, all right, never again, never again. And that normally is a catalyst for change. So if you feel me on a deep and personal level, you're probably making changes based off of these 3 big mistakes I've made. However, if you don't feel me, maybe you will make a change, or maybe it'll be entertainment. Maybe you're just watching because like you want to watch. But if you've made these mistakes and you can really feel me, then you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Number one right here. And when I do the live stream with this setting, I'm able to put the, my talking points in the chat. So I'm gonna do that. And like Miss Rain says, yes, do better when we feel worse. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to make changes. Rock bottom is good, guys. Now, obviously, if you've lost somebody close to you or a family member or somebody you cared about, I'm not talking about that. I don't want you to have to grieve before you can make a change. Sometimes that does make us make a change, but I don't want you to lose somebody. I'm not talking about that. But when we go through things where we feel the pain and we're at a low, we need some of the bad things that happen to us. Believe it or not, we need these things to happen because it whips us into shape, and we don't make certain mistakes again. We just don't. Consequences are a good teacher. They're a great teacher. I like that adjective better. All right, so 3 big neurodivergent mistakes I've made. Number 1, committing too early. Let me use a late night with Dr. Kojo. A little label right there so you can see that. I like that little label right there. Committing too early. What does this mean? And what specifically am I talking about? This is a bit vague, but committing too early to anything. Somebody calls you, hey, man, can you scoop me up from the airport? Can you watch my dog? Can you help me out? Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, for sure. You commit before you can even think about the thing. Sometimes I'll commit not knowing that I'm double booked. Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Bring a dog over. I got you. Not knowing that I was supposed to be out of town that particular weekend. Now, if that's the case, like I'm gonna call them back and say, hey, I'm out of town this weekend or something like that. But if I'm in town and I commit and I say I'm gonna watch your dog, now I gotta watch your dog in addition to my badass of a dog. I gotta do all these different things, and now I'm gonna be overwhelmed. Why did I commit? Why did I even answer the question without thinking about where I am mentally and emotionally? Before I checked in with myself to see where my social battery is at. Why did I commit? Why am I doing this? Kimmy says I can't plan vacation 6 months ahead. I like what Kimmy's saying here, because I'll put together my calendar for next year and things like that. Like I know that I'm going to be in Houston April 26th for the comedy show. So yeah, days like that. I'm going to let you know why I'm going to be in Houston. I'll let you know I'm going to be in Little Rock. I'll let you know why I'm going to be in San Francisco. I'll do that. But for me to commit to hang out with you on a certain week, I can't. My life doesn't work that way. I don't know what I'm going to be doing June 18th. Like I just don't know what I'm going to be doing like 6 months out. So why am I committing to things that, my brain likes the idea of, but the closer I get to that thing, I shriek and I'm like, my goodness, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I like what T Manchu was saying, learn to say no first. And I saw a Trevor Noah video where he was talking about he starts with no. If you have ADHD, start with no. And I'm gonna stitch that video and I'll make a video replying to that, and I'll post it on socials. But I do think if you have ADHD, you can throw my autism boys and girls in there as well. But if you have ADHD, you have to start with no first. Yes, I can always start with no, especially with family and friends and the people that it's the hardest to let down. Start with no first. Hey, can you dog sit? No. Can you pull up to this event? Like, there's gonna be hella girls there. No. Can you uh come out to this crawfish boy? No. Now I want to do all those things, but I'm just gonna say no because knowing how I get, and then we running behind on things, and our schedule is getting a little tight, and you still have to do all these different things. You feel like you've overcommitted yourself. Now you're gonna shut down because you're overwhelmed, and now you can't even enjoy because you said yes to so many things. So many things. You gotta say no first. Start with no. Start with no. I hope I'm blowing your mind in a good way. I hope I'm blowing your mind in a good way. Hopefully this is a reminder. Shara. That's a nice name, by the way. Shara. Or Shara. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. I said no today. It was empowering. It was taken well too, which was a pleasant surprise. When you say no and people don't freak out, it changes your life because you realize that you can say no and everything's going to be okay. You don't have to say yes to every single thing. And for people who are big people pleasers, it's helpful to say no every now and then. I remember I started doing this about 2 years ago where I pulled back on just everything. I went through a phase where I was getting a bit paranoid and I couldn't like decipher what was real and what was not, who was on my side, who wasn't on my side. And I had gotten to a point where nobody was telling me no. Okay, which is a very scary place to be. Nobody was telling me no. If I ask a girl on a date, is yes, 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 yes. I mean, if you're doing well in life, the answer is always going to be yes. I'm asking different people, hey, you want to collab on this? Yes, 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 yes. I'm like, why these people collab? Like, why is everybody saying yes to me? Oh, it's because I had millions of followers. Oh, it's because I'm the one that's right. I'm okay. I'm cutting the checks. Oh, okay, cool. That's what they're all saying. Oh, okay, got it. So I had a lot of people around me that weren't necessarily allies, but they were around me because of proximity, because I'm potentially going to put them in a video that can get millions of views and it'll be beneficial for them. And maybe this is just LA influencer stuff, but we can all relate to this in some capacity. So I started saying no. And it used to be people who were, like vaguely familiar with me, like acquaintances. I would say, hey, if I'm out of town, you can pull up to my house. I'm out of town and you're in LA, pull up to my house, just text me. I got security cameras. I got pull up to the house. Because if I'm not there, because I'll be gone for weeks at a time. So I'm like, hey, pull up to the crib. Like, I got 3 rooms. You like make yourself at home. So I went through this period where I pulled back and I started saying no, and I lost a lot of friends. And I was shocked. I don't know why I was shocked, but I was shocked. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're not my friends. They don't want to hang out with me when I say no. It was a shock to my system. And then I realized that I had a lot of people-pleasing tendencies. I had to work on that. And then after that, I started saying no to a lot more things. I'm like, no, don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. Don't want to be here. Don't want to be in the mix. I want to be at home. I want to play video games. I want to be with my dog. I want to be I just want to be out the way. And I lost a lot of friends. And as Molly's saying, they weren't real friends. And that's true. I should have known this. They were acquaintances. And there's nothing wrong with having acquaintances or associates. Everybody doesn't have to be a real friend. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that you don't let them into your inner circle. Like like hang out with them. You see them out in public. We have a nice conversation here and there, but they're not supposed to be like all up in your web, in your inner web. They're just acquaintances. That's all. So premature commitment is a big mistake I've made. That's the number one. And these are not in any particular order, but that's the number one thing I have on my list today. And premature commitment, early commitment also goes to relationships. And this is mainly an ADHD thing, but I'm sure my autism boys and girls can relate. With ADHD, when it comes to relationships, we have something called the hyperfixation. So this is where in that first month, you meet this person and they are professing their love for you and you're doing the same. And you're talking about your future. And you're talking about all the amazing things that y'all are going to do together. And everything is all good. Okay. And this is for the first month, 5 or 6 weeks. Everything is all good. And it appears as if it's a mutual love bomb, which as long as it's mutual, is not a problem. But something interesting happens around that 5 or 6 week mark. Everything starts to crash. You start coming back to yourself. And then you realize, oh my goodness, like I told this person I was going to marry them, but damn, I'm starting to feel the dopamine wear off. And now I'm returning back to who I actually am. And then you feel bad because, they're just as obsessed with you as they've been from the beginning, or maybe they're not, but you feel the lust wearing off. I don't want to call it love. You feel the lust wearing off. You're like, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Yeah, you're coming back to your senses. You're coming back to your senses. But guess what? Now you're already in a relationship. You've already met their parents. You've already bought an engagement ring. I don't know if you've taken it that far, but I mean, sometimes people will turn a hyperfixation into a 7-year relationship that could have ended after 7 weeks. I know somebody feels me in the chat. And Sifa on TikTok is saying, not me, doc. I'm looking up their background history, credit score, citizenship, and tax returns. I don't blame you for doing that. I don't blame you for doing a deep dive. If anything, it prevents you from going full force. And it prevents you from being all in. Or at least all in too soon. Zoe, relax, baby. My hyperfixation doesn't go past texting. Well, okay. Some people say that. But if you have that real ADHD, I mean, just texting, I mean, that's boring. I'm talking about like movie nights, staying up, in the wee hours of the night, a lot of makey-fakey time. Like, that's what I'm talking about. If you're just texting, that's boring. I don't want to hear that. I'm talking about that real hyperfixation. That love bombing type of love. Like, give me that real. You feel me? Give me that real. Maybe it's my ADHD. Maybe the autism is protecting you. Maybe. Or you are fixated. Or if you're fixated on fixing them for like 20 years. Now that's a long hyperfixation right there. That's a long one right there. Miss Rain says, coming back to your senses. Right. It's quite embarrassing when you come back to your senses and you're like, damn. And once again, if you put rules in place, like I'll only spend 1 day a week with this person, that right there does a lot. 1 day a week, max 2. And if you say 2, don't let me catch you spending 3 days with this person, because that's damn near half the week. You told me you're only going to spend 1 day a week with them. Now you're over every other day. You're breaking the rules. Can't trust you now. You told me it was 1 day a week. Now you're over at the house every other day. I recently went through this. Started seeing someone who really was and no longer felt the same and called it off. I became the bad guy. Right, 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 right. And you feel bad when this happens because you're like, dang it. Because if it's happened once, it's probably happened more than once where you've seen this type of thing become a pattern. And you told yourself the last time that you were done doing this, but then, the dopamine was there and you decided to chase it. And now we're doing it again. But, look, this is not one size fits all. Like Natasha is saying, sometimes it works. Now I'm married for 20 years. So, guys, this is not one size fits all. Like I said, sometimes you'll hyperfixate on somebody and 20 years will go by and you'll have 3 wonderful kids and a great family, and y'all still have that love for each other. And on the days where the love doesn't feel like it's there, you still have that respect and you can go through the peaks and valleys. So, it sometimes I can't explain certain things. Oh, okay. All right. So, Natasha, you should have mentioned this part too. Of course, he is neurodivergent too. Okay, there you go. There you go. If you're messing with somebody on the same side of the spectrum, like if y'all on, on that same ends of the spectrum, okay, all right, like it could really work. It could really work. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for mentioning that. And I think like we should take our time, but sometimes you'll rush in and it'll work. But I do believe that Natasha's situation, she's probably the exception more so than the rule. So this will not happen for everybody, okay? So while we're happy for Natasha, I'm happy for you. I'm always a fan of neurodivergent love. I'm always a fan. I just want to say that this may not be for every single person. Okay. Limerence is a little 305. That's funny. That's funny right there. That's funny right there. So yeah, premature commitment. Just be careful about this. Oh, and jump into marrying after 6 months. Wow. I think it was just meant to be. I think this was just meant to be. And this is a beautiful love story. I love to hear this. 2 neurodivergents found each other, had a hyperfixation on each other, a mutual love. I won't even call it a love bomb because it lasted for 20 years. This mutual love. This is beautiful. Mutual love. I love this. Mutual love. Stephanie says, I feel like I have a hard time attaching to people. Is that a bad thing? Stephanie, in the beginning, not so much, but over time, it can become problematic if you can't connect with somebody. My grandparents did all that. Now, back in the day, you saw this type of love story a lot more. But the old school type of love and this new school type of love is not the same thing. It's not, like it's not the same thing. We live in way different of a society. It's yeah. Let me see what Edward's saying. I'm in the beginning stage of what you're referring to. I don't worry so much about what people say anymore, but I receive negative feedback every time I try to be who I know I am with ADHD autism. And Ed, you shouldn't change who you are, but maybe change who you're around. And if you don't change who you're around, sometimes they'll change who you are. I think that's the bar right there. Because to make you feel crazy for, standing on 10 toes and believing what you believe. So sometimes you have to adjust your environment. Adjust your environment. 13 years on my end. No desire. Oh, man. Cohort. And look, cohort on TikTok, we will see a lot more people cohabitate without getting married. I predict that. You will see a lot more people who are doing that type of thing. And I don't blame them. If you look at some of the family court laws, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And Lavia says people get distracted by perceived endless options. I do think that people do get, and not to, we're not going to play the gender wars, but I will pin that more on women than men. I feel like the average guy is invisible nowadays. The average guy is just not being seen. And, so the opposite sex or anybody who's interested in men, they fixate on the top 10, 15% of men, and the other 75, 80% are just invisible. Whereas being a woman, you can get on an app and have a lot of, perceived options. Either way, having so much at our disposal might not be the healthiest. And Molly, it's not equal. It's not equal with dating apps. It's not. And this is where I wish I had a couple more guys. I do have guys who are, in my community, and this is an opportune time for them to speak up. Like, just if you talk to guys, and ask them. Talk to the average guy who uses a dating app. It's hard out there. And even for me, for a while, I was a little ignorant to this because I was only looking at my life, and then I zoomed out for a second, and I'm like, whoa, something is not right. Something is not right. My brothers are being left out in the cold. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Men also fixate on women with BBLs. Stephanie, that might be the big. I guess so. I guess so. But that's not all men. I mean, I'm not a fan of. Just me personally. Nothing wrong with BBLs. I'm not the biggest fan of BBLs. But I do like a good old big badonk. Yeah, I do. I like a nice old badonk, but I ain't a fan of the BBL, just personally. But nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Divorce rates are high. They are high. They are. And whoever dropped that, somebody TikTok dropped. Thank you for that gift of Patrick twerking or something like that. That's funny. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Olivia says, for women, you get likes and messages, but not good quality. Right. I will say that. If you're on a dating app and you're a woman, you're looking for quality, okay, all right, then you might not have a lot. But if we're just talking straight quantity, not that means anything, but straight quantity, yes, it's not even close. The women are far outpacing the men, and this just means that if women want to, when it comes to Mickey Ficky time, women get to do that much more than men. And there are stats that say that I think a third of men between 20 and 30 have not had any Mickey Ficky in the past year, and that's reverse for women. So I'm not sure what that really means, but probably means that women are picking the same group of guys to make you ficky with, something along the lines of that. Something along the lines. Yeah. Yeah. And where I get the information? Well, Zori, I've seen the stat online, and once again, it's not evidence-based information. So I will say that, I can't say it with absolute certainty, but I do agree with that. I agree with it. Dan, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I do agree with that. Either way, premature commitment. Just take your time before committing, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a person, just take your time with commitment. Take your time. All right, let me drop the second neurodivergent mistake that I have made. The second neurodivergent mistake that I made. Number 2, over-explaining instead of setting boundaries. over explaining. Sometimes you feel like the more words you say, the more information you give somebody, the deeper you get into an explanation, the more they'll get it. But no, that's not how things work. A boundary is something that is not to be negotiated with. So this should be very binary. It should be a yes or a no. This is my boundary. And if you have to restate your boundaries over and over, it means that people are breaking your boundaries. Think about that. If you have to restate your boundary multiple times a week, just think about that. If you tell somebody, hey, I don't really like it when you do X, Y, and Z. If you say this on a Sunday, you say it again on Tuesday, you mention it twice on Thursday, and again on Saturday, what does that mean? Just think about that. Because sometimes we'll tell people what we're not comfortable with, and we'll find ourselves telling the same person the same thing, but on a different day. Really think about that. So what does that mean? And this is no judgment zone. So really ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean about how I feel about myself? Because sometimes you get to the nitty-gritty and you realize that we're going through a rough patch where our self-esteem is a little low. So we're in situations that don't necessarily serve us, but you're afraid of what's on the other end. You're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to lose this connection. You're afraid to lose this potential business relationship. Because relationships are all about the L word, leverage. I got y'all with that one. Whoever cares the least is in charge, unfortunately. And somebody who doesn't care will not listen to what you say. So you have to say it over and over and over and over again. You're over explaining yourself. The boundary was the first time that you said it. I'm not comfortable with this. And when people break boundaries, sometimes they do it on purpose. Sometimes people will do this on purpose. They will break your boundary on purpose because they know that you won't do anything. And that's when it becomes decision time. Zoe, kennel. Zoe, kennel. Good, Zoe. Kennel just means give me some space. Yeah, have to find a balance in caring and not caring. Yeah. That's like Lavia is saying. Yeah. Over explaining. I like this right here. Don't move my things around. Don't take my things without my permission. If I can't relax in my home with a guest, then do I really need that guest? Oh, make it fakey. Oh, make it fakey. Now you're preaching. Now you're preaching. So, okay. You're going to behave? See, dogs don't listen. But she knows I won't kick her out. But she knows I'll get it right. I'll get it right now. Just not on camera. It's funny how you can be uncomfortable in your own home. Have you ever been in that position where you're uncomfortable in your own home? How is the guest going to come in your house and move around your things, go in your fridge, open up the juice, the unopened juice, taking your things without your permission? I mean, if you can't relax, then I don't know if you need that guest. And it is testing your commitment. And probably you do care too much. Either you care too much or you're afraid to see what life looks like without that person. And there's so much power in not caring. And I'm not saying like be heartless, care about nobody. I ain't saying that. But there's a lot of power in not caring. And when you no longer care, I mean, you're a whole different person. There's a song, When a Woman's Fed Up. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. You can have a woman in love who's doing everything for you. But once a woman is done, she's done. I think every guy's experienced this. Like you think, oh, because you feel like you can get him back, but when she's done and she's actually done, oh, it's over for you. Oh, it's over for you. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. Nothing sadder than when a woman is actually done. Not when she's texting her friends like, girl, I'm out. No, like when she's done. When a woman's done, she doesn't ask her friends for advice. Like she's done. It's a scary sight. If you've never seen it, it's a scary sight. It's a scary sight. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. Kip says, at this exact moment, I just sent a closure text this AM. He's stressed, trying to gain comfort through me, and I used his own words and sent them his own way. Now I'm hearing this. Okay, Kim might be close to being fed up. Kim might be close to being fed up. She might be close to being fed up. She might be there. She might be there. Women grieve in a relationship it's over long before the white flag is waved. I would agree with that because the majority of relationships, or at least marriages, we have the data on marriages, is women who lead the majority of marriages, and they're probably grieving while they're in the marriage, and that's why sometimes it hits so hard for the guy or whoever's on the other end, because they're having to grieve in real time, but one party may have been grieving ahead of the fact. Damn. Patricia says you have to love yourself and be able to say no, and you have choices. Yeah, guys, the over explaining, sometimes there's power in brevity. Say a couple of words, we're done. I love 1, 2, okay. I don't like that. We're not doing this. That's it. But when you're over explaining, it's almost as if you don't have confidence in the first set of instructions. So you're saying more words that are just a rehash of what you just said. And you feel like the more words you say, the more they'll listen. But somebody who's hell-bent on not listening to you is not going to listen to you. So it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And Leslie's saying, and guys, look, it's the hardest to implement boundaries with people you love the most. So the final test will be family, parents, siblings, spouses, loved ones, and really close friends. That is the final test. That is the final test. So level 1, you set boundaries with the person at Chipotle who mess up your order. Hey, can you take off the beans, or can you redo my order? That's level 1. The last level is standing up to family, friends, and loved ones. It's pretty hard to kick your parents out. They say, hey, Leslie, we need a place to stay. We're just going to stay with you for a year. We're staying with you and your spouse for just a year. We know you have kids over. We know you're busy, but we're just going to be here for a year, and then we'll be out. 3 years go by. I mean, if you kick your parents out, you're a bad person. It's a tough predicament. And a situation like this, I mean, I don't think I'm qualified to even speak on it. Respectfully, whatever Leslie does is, that's her situation. And it's a very delicate situation, because if you ask your parents to leave and they say they have nowhere to go, what do you do? That's a dilemma. I mean, dilemma meaning that neither option is a good option. If they stay, you're overwhelmed. But if they leave, it's like they have nowhere to go. Or so they say. So it's tough. It's tough. And I'm not in Nashville, but I'm a Titans fan, so I got Titans gear all over. But people think that I'm in Nashville. The Titans do follow me. The Titans followed me this May on Instagram, and it made my whole year. I'm like, yes, the Titans follow me on Instagram. Yes. 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 Nashvilleian. A lot of love for Nashville. That's where I'll be for Christmas. My family's still over there. a big part of my family is still in Nashville, so I'll be in Nashville for Christmas. Oh, look at this. Brandy said, I've kicked my mom out before. Give them a 30 to 60 day written notice. Oof. Ooh, kicking out your parents is tough. I mean, sometimes you have to make some uncomfortable decisions. Because as Brandy knows, over explain to your parents. Like, let's just take this example, and I'll steer it a little bit different from Leslie's specific, example. So that way it's not targeted at that. But let's just say I tell my parents that they can come over, right? And 6 months turns into a year, which turns into 2 years. And let's say I'm married and like I got 2 small kids at the house and I'm overwhelmed, right? 2 options: kick them out, or you can over explain and say, hey, like I'm so stressed. Have you noticed that when you're telling somebody how stressed you are because of something that they're doing, that it doesn't mean anything to them? You can be burnt out and you can be telling somebody, hey, I'm really going through it. Like, if you would just like just give me some space, or it doesn't do anything. It goes in one ear and goes out the other. They're waiting on you to make that tough decision. Hey, you know what? I decided that I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna ask you to leave. You start looking around, looking for who's supposed to leave. No, I asked you to leave. Ooh. Whoa. Brandy, threatened to call the police on your husband for no reason? Oh my goodness. Maybe this narcissist mom. Maybe I'm not diagnosing your mom, but shoot, my goodness. Family, friends, loved ones. Damn. And I know how difficult it must have been for you to ask your mom to leave. These are not simple things, guys. If it was somebody that you were very confident in, telling them to leave, then it would be difficult. You're like, all right, just leave. But when it's the people that we're closest to, it's like, damn, like it takes a lot out of you emotionally to have to, not easy. It takes a lot out of you to have to say that. So respect to you. And I know you must have been fed up, because nobody just arrived at that decision to, ask mom to leave. And whether you let them stay there for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, whenever it was time for them to leave, it's still going to be hard. This stuff is not easy. Family puts the fun in dysfunctional. This is funny. This is funny right here. The family puts the fun in dysfunctional. Wow. I like that. And my third talking point right here. The third big neurodivergent mistake that I've made: giving people too much access too fast. Giving people too much access too fast. How many of us have made this mistake? It might start off with you meeting a couple of friends, and you start to overshare because you're feeling so happy, and maybe it was a good day for you. Maybe you got 9 hours of sleep. Maybe you got paid a day early. I don't know. Maybe your favorite sports team won. Something happened, so you met a group of new people, friends at karaoke night. You met some cool people, and you're on a high because you had an outstanding week. So these people appear to be cool, and now you're telling them your whole life story, like you're completely oversharing. Oh yeah, let's hang out next week. Oh, everything is all good, and then 6 months, a year goes by, and you realize that the friendship is one-sided, and that it's taking so much from you. You're being drained. Every time you talk to this person, you're being drained. and you realize that you gave them too much access too fast. Too much access too fast. And this can happen in relationships, but it can happen in friendships. Sometimes it's even more devious when it happens in a friendship. Because when you meet a friend, that's a pretty good feeling. This person wants to hang out with you because they like you. Now, in a relationship, there's sometimes ulterior motives. You might want to make it fakey. You might want somebody's resources. You might want to spend time with them. But like with a friend, like they like you just for being you. So that's a really good feeling. Wow. They want to just hang out with me. It's pretty damn cool. But when it's the wrong group of people and you have to learn in a painful way, you can sometimes retrace and realize that you gave them too much access too fast. I'll never forget when I graduated school and I left Augusta, Georgia. A neighbor, he was the guy who bought the house three houses down from my house in Georgia. He said, "Kojo, congrats, you're a doctor now. Like, go out there in the world. You know, I'm proud of you, but just know that wherever you go, be careful the people that you surround yourself with, and think of your energy as Wi-Fi. When too many people connect to it, it's gonna slow down. So go out there, have fun, but don't be slowed down." I heard him, but I didn't feel him. I heard what he said, but I didn't feel what Mr. Rodney said. My neighbor, I didn't really feel him. I had to learn the hard way, which is why I said at the beginning of this stream, if you haven't gone through some of this stuff, like it's just entertainment. You're hearing me, but you're not feeling me. You have to go through some pain to really feel what I'm talking about tonight. He said, if you let too many people connect to your Wi-Fi, it's going to slow you down. I heard him, but I didn't feel him. I didn't feel him. I had to go through having these people around me. And people will say, "Oh, yeah, whatever." Or like, "Yeah, you should know not to be slowed down." But when life is coming at you fast and you're not regulating yourself, you don't have to be a Dr. Kojo and have the path that I've had. This can happen to anybody. Because if you find yourself in a circumstance or situation where a lot of people are meeting you and like you're going out there and you're having fun and you feel as if these are some people that you can really, really like ride out with, you'll confuse proximity for connection. They're not your people. They're just close to you. Just because you see each other every single day because y'all go to the same coffee shop, or maybe you go to your kids go to the same preschool. Just because they're close to you, you feel as if they should be close to you. You got to learn the hard way. The harder way. I had to learn the harder way. I had to learn the harder way. I had to learn the harder way. And I can tell Ms. Rain has been through some stuff. Ms. Rain on YouTube, I don't know who you are, but I can tell you have been through some stuff. I could look at somebody's comments and I could tell, man, you've been through some stuff. You've been through a lot. And that's wisdom. Anybody who's in the comment section who's dropping some bars, oh, they've been through some stuff. They've been through some pain. Ms. Rain has been through some pain. You've been through some stuff. You have been through some stuff. Yeah. I've been through some things. Yeah. Ain't no teacher like experience. Certain things in life you only have to go through once and you get the message. You're like, all right, I'm good. God, I got it. I'm Gucci. I got it. But you needed those experiences. You needed that to happen. And whatever happened, I'm sorry that it happened, but in a way, it may have had to have happened because that's what you needed to really learn your lesson. Because until your behavior changes, you really haven't learned your lesson. So if you go through a situation that is bad, and You find yourself in the same situation you swore you wouldn't be in. You didn't really learn because you change when the pain of staying the same outweighs whatever you just went through. Like you cannot stand to stay the same anymore because it was just way too painful. You're like, man, like I'll do anything but go through this experience again. Like I can't, I won't, I like you just won't. And guess what? After you say that, you don't put yourself in a situation again. It will never happen again, and it has never happened again for you because you actually learned your lesson this time. It actually learned. You learned. You had to go through this. Daisy's saying, is it better to choose love or money? Choose yourself. Choose yourself. You choose yourself. Twisted Tenacity on TikTok says, it's a lonely road and I'm tired of being paranoid of who gets me and who judges me. Twisted Tenacity, choose yourself. Choose yourself. Ooh, oh, I can tell that Mandy Jean has been through some stuff on TikTok. Oh, hey, the colder the bar that you drop, the more pain you've been through. Mandy says, and some people give you attention, but without the right intentions. Who is this person? Mandy Jean. Ooh. Some people give you attention, but without the right intentions. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh, you've been through some pain. That's a bar. It's a bar. You've been through some things. Oh my goodness. And this is why I always preach that it's helpful to enjoy time by yourself. Now, Leslie, when I say bar, I mean like it's a cold line. Like it's a quote that is a profound quote. A profound quote that really hits home is a bar. Just want to make that clear. We have to learn how to be by ourselves. Okay? So for my autistics in the chat, you probably have this skill by default. So I'm not talking about you, unless you have ADHD as well. But for the majority of us, it's hard to be by yourself. Be by yourself. Can you go and eat by yourself? Can you run errands by yourself? Can you go to the grocery store by yourself? Can you go to a sporting event by yourself? Can you go to the coffee shop by yourself? Can you go to the bar by yourself? If you like lounges at night, can you go to the lounge by yourself? Can you go to the library by yourself? I'm about to test y'all. Can you go to a wedding by yourself? Places where it's socially acceptable to show up with a +1. Can you go to a wedding by yourself? Can you go to a comedy show by yourself? I remember I did a show in North Hollywood at the Comedy Chateau, maybe a couple years back, and there was a woman to my left, and I'd seen that same woman at 2 different shows, and she came to both shows by herself. I remember because I asked her. She was an Indian lady, and she was very friendly. I was like, man, this is the second show that you've come to by yourself. Very impressive. Very impressive. Wow. Come to find out that she told me she was interested in doing comedy. I'm like, you should definitely do comedy. I mean, you can come out to multiple shows by yourself. Oh, it's a lot of power. Will the best man be single? Kim, I don't know. Perhaps. You can take your dog with you, but I feel like if you go out by yourself, because look, sometimes the dog can. No, you can't take your dog. You can't take your dog because when you take your dog, people want to come up and talk to you. when you take your dog, people want to come up and, like, when I take Zoe out for walks, people want to come and, pet the dog. Oh, she has these cute blue eyes. And I remember I went for a walk. I went for a walk without my dog, and it was the weirdest thing. It was around my neighborhood in LA. I was like, man, like, I felt like I didn't belong in this neighborhood. I felt like I was gonna rob the people. I mean, I was gonna rob the people, but I felt like people thought I was gonna rob them because I'm walking in a neighborhood with no dog. It was very weird. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Now, my direct neighbors know who I am, but I'm like, these white folks are gonna think that I'm trying to rob them. Let me get my dog. It felt weird. So you can't take your dog because the dog is a conversation starter, and people like, you can't. If you have to in the beginning, you can take your dog, but if you can go out by yourself, like fully, oh, you're a cold Mickey Ficky. If you can go out by yourself, you're cold. You're cold. Daisy says, what if you are someone who loves and trusts people too much? Daisy, even the person with the biggest heart can only take so much pain. You can only take so much pain. I have a big heart, but there are certain things that I will not do. I'm just not going for it. I'm just not going for it. I will never, ever, ever work with somebody in business without having a written agreement. I will never do it. I will never do it. I moved to California in January of 2021. After 2 months of me in California, I lost $18,000 working with the wrong people. I'm like, oh, this place is different. Say less. I still didn't learn my lesson. After I went through enough pain, I said, all right, okay, God, I can't keep losing money like this. Now I have an attorney. I have an attorney for every single thing that I do. Everything that I do, I have an attorney. I've been through so much pain. So we're going to have an attorney. Like, I will gladly pay my lawyer every month, and I do. Because I wanted to be cheap, and I learned my lesson. I said, no, pay the lawyer what he wants, because it's going to be better than having to pay that. Just pay the attorney. I won't work with anybody unless, nope, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I'm not doing it. I'm not going for it. The skits that I do, the 17 wives that I have, or 4, but all the wives that people think I have, people say, I just saw you make a skit with this girl. How many girlfriends do you have? 11. I got 11 girlfriends. Yeah, I got 11. But in actual real life, when we are recording these skits, I pay a person to helicopter around, a chaperone. I don't know those women. I'm not going to be left alone with those. I mean, and after you make enough skits with, like, they become friends. After we work together for a year and a half, oh, these women are my friends. But I'm not going to be left alone I pay somebody to be helicopter. And like when we have these assistants who helicopter around, like, I tell them, I say, hey, because sometimes I'll forget, and I'll tell myself, I'll say, hey, Jackie, can you go to the store and grab me a sugar-free Red Bull? And she'll sit there, she won't move. And I'm like, Jackie, like, we'll be recording, and yeah. No, we do right, but obviously if we're recording in the bedroom, yeah. But even if we're recording outside, we still have a chaperone at all times. I'll say, Jackie, I need me a sugar-free Red Bull. She'll get up and she'll move around the house and she won't listen. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and I start to get mad. And then, like, if the actress takes a bathroom break, then she'll say, oh, you told me not to. I said, oh, Jackie, I forgot. Jackie, no, actually, Jackie, I'm so sorry. You're the best assistant in the world. I'm sorry. Thank you. Because I'm not, like, I'm just thinking about the content. But Jackie's like, no, Coda said, don't leave. So I'm like, okay, all right, got it. Don't listen to me. Like, helicopter around, and this is how we're going to do things. have somebody around, because we live in a world of false, and I work with high character women. But I won't take the chance because I've seen too many things go left, and I could go back to being broke. I don't. Well, actually, I do care. I don't want to go back to being broke, but I got family and people that depend on me. I have employees. Like, I would hate that for them. So no, like, I got to make sure that we have a system in place. There's always going to be, if there's no chaperone, we will cancel recording day. We'll cancel it. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? We'll cancel recording day. I don't care if I've poured $800 into that. No, we'll cancel it, because I've seen too many things go wrong. We have to have NDA. Like it's a whole convoluted system, but I gotta make sure that we keep everybody safe, including myself. And if we're recording and I'm not there, and let's say it's another male actor, and even for the female, like, just protect everybody. You can leave things up to chance, or you can take things into your own hands and make sure that things don't go wrong. And even if things go wrong, we have a system. So, I mean, I'll be damned if y'all read an article about Dr. Kojo. That's Kojo. You ain't see me in the news for nothing dumb. You did not see me in the news for nothing dumb. Nope. That was my evil twin. As for me, no, I know. Lindsay, I'm doing good. I know. And Natasha, and you're so right. Boundary learned through experience. I had a situation. This is like what? Once again, I could write a book on year one in California, because like I'm just going in, into California. I'm like, I got 400,000 followers. I want to get to 1 million. Like, I was just thinking content creation, but I wasn't protecting myself as best as I could. But year one in California, I could write a book on it. I had a specific situation with a young lady, and this wasn't even recording. It was just somebody that I was dating. And obviously, I'm not going to go into details, but it kind of creeped me out. And I'm like, yo, because as a guy, like, you're always like, nobody believes the guy, And look, I don't get the benefit of the doubt. The law doesn't care if you're Dr. Kojo or not. But I had an experience. I was like, yo, I don't like how this felt. This ain't right. You keep your text messages, you keep your receipts, and then, this is why you have an attorney. And the attorney will go to bat for you. So I've learned through trial and error. So, like, I have a big heart, and I love everybody. Like, I want to see everybody win, and I love on people, but I gotta be smart. Livia asks, was she borderline? Look, when I'm on a date with somebody, I'm not thinking about whether they're borderline or not, or whether they have high blood pressure, diabetes. I'm not trying to diagnose when I'm on a date with somebody, but obviously sometimes, you can, your spidey senses may go off, but I don't go on dates looking for, like, if somebody's borderline or if anything like that. But yeah, like, it's different from being in the office. But just anything that feels a little off. Somebody in my position, what you do is you screenshot, talk to your attorney. Like, I'll call my lawyer and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. All right, coach, we got you covered. I always call, hey, Julian, so happened. Like, what do you think about this? Do you think I can do this? Oh, I shouldn't do this? Gotcha. Thank you. Just pay people to take that off of you. And yes, trust your gut, but have a system. Be smart. Gunisha, I like this comment right here. I think that this is an ADHD thing. I think this is an ADHD thing to overlove people. I do think, yeah. Because like we have all this love, and like if we've been through a hard time and we see somebody who's struggling, we're like, nah, hey, I got you, 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 I got you. So sometimes it's our ADHD brains that just want to like it's coming from a good place. We're just so filled with love. But you got to be careful. It's a scary world, and having insurance, yeah, and NDA. Lovita, nobody can come to my place without an NDA. I have multiple NDAs. Yeah, I have multiple NDAs. If I date somebody and something is online, oh, you will hear from my attorney. We don't play around here. We've built this brand brick by brick. And I love my neurodivergence. I would hate for this brand to be taken down. Yeah, and it's not just me being a public figure. I think everybody should have NDAs. Like, do you know these people who are coming to your house? Think about that. You just met somebody at this, like at this beach thing, like, y'all are hanging out. Oh, come to my house. No, don't just be letting random people come to your house. No, please don't do that. Don't do that. You're giving people too much access too fast. Take some time. Just watch people. Don't just like. I didn't know that. Like, year one in California, so I'm inviting everybody to my house. Come on, hey, come to the house. This is where I live. And like Ganesha said, probably the ADHD wanted to help, and you can help people without hurting yourself. That's the thing. You can help people without hurting yourself. Only family and 4 friends come to my place. Sometimes it should be like that, because like this need to invite everybody over to your house, maybe those people become lifelong friends, perhaps. But let's go out for coffee. Let's go to the park. You have a dog. I have a dog. Oh, let's go to the park. Even if y'all live in the same apartment complex, like that's your intimate space. Hey, let's go out to the dog park, and then like I bring my dog, you bring your dog, and we'll hang out. The hangout might go good. Okay, all right. Have a good day. Oh, you're not gonna invite me back to your place? I don't really do that. Do you have the guts to tell a stranger or to tell somebody that you've been vibing with? I don't really do that. Most of us are afraid to say that. We feel compelled to let them come over because we just were vibing for 4 hours. But do you have the guts to say, nah, I don't really do that, but I appreciate you? Or do you feel like you'll be a bad person? That's a test now. Are you concerned about what they're going to think about you? Twisted in the City says, I haven't had company here in like 3 years. Well, you should be teaching this then. Hey, like, what's going on? So I live in a tiny camper. Most people don't. A week. What if we have the opposite, where we like someone and really care about them, but they think we're not interested in them? Well, I don't think this is a bad thing right here, because if you if you're not inviting them over to your house and they think that you're like a bad person, probably cool. This whole thing where like we have to become besties off the rip. What? Like, maybe I grew up with immigrant parents, and Ayla, you're 23. You're too young to be an uncle or auntie. You're too young. Too young. Look, I'm an uncle. I'm 33, and look, Ayla, if you're 23, you don't remember this, but like when when I was a kid, there was this girl called Elizabeth Smart who was kidnapped from her house, her parents' house in Utah. Those of y'all who are unks and aunties, y'all will remember this. There's a girl called Elizabeth Smart who was kidnapped from her parents' house. I think she was missing for like a year and a half. Guys, when I heard that story, I was so scared. Like I couldn't sleep. Like I had to have the lights on. Like I thought that I was gonna get kidnapped as well. And like if I saw a stranger over at the house, like I was real timid. I was scared because I'm like, they're kidnapping kids. What if they kidnap me? Now I don't know why you'd want to kidnap me, but quite scary. I'm like, oh my goodness, like they're kidnapping kids. So and once again, I don't remember how the guy who kidnapped Elizabeth Smart knew like where to find the kids or whatever, but like nowadays people can go online and find information about you and stuff like that. So Amy, look, if people don't like you because like you take your time getting to know people, that's even better. That's even better. Like let them do what they got to do. Oh, someone on TikTok said I'm Gramps. I might be. Oh, was he the maintenance man in the house? There's a movie out. See, I didn't even know that. Oh, look. Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Oh my. I'm after I get out this live stream, I'm gonna do a deep dive. Oh my goodness. He was the guys. You see. And yes, a fourth wall. The next date will be January 24th. That's my next comedy show in Hollywood. But my goodness, oh my goodness, he was the maintenance man of the house. It wasn't in Tennessee, it was in Utah. This happened like in the early 2000s. You have to be an uncle or auntie to remember this. Or a Gramps, like Ayla saying. The maintenance man of the house. Man, look, we live in an evil world. We live in an evil world, guys. An evil world. I didn't even know that it was. Guys, don't let strangers come over to your house. Be very careful with strangers. The maintenance man of the house. Wow. So going back to Amy's point, where you're worried about the person not thinking that you don't like them at all because you're taking things slow. Oh no, take things slow. Take things slow. You really want to know somebody's character before people come over to your house. Oh my goodness. Take things slow. Oh my God. From what I remember from the story, it was pretty scary. I didn't know that all these details were out there. Whew. And especially if you have kids at the house. I mean, like, we should be worried about our own safety, yes. But especially if you have kids at the house. Oh my goodness. Guys, I've worked in mental health for 2015. Oh, wow. 10 years now. 10 years now. I'm gonna be, and I know I'm paranoid and it's fine. I don't care. I'd rather be. Sometimes it's better to be paranoid, but like, especially for the kids, like I probably won't be the best parent or like the the PC way to do things, but I'll be in phones. I'll be overbearing. I'll be very paranoid. Better safe than sorry. And look, twisted tenacity. Another point right here. My next relationship will have to be after we have a date at Quest Diagnostics for an STD panel. That's another thing. We don't talk about that. And look, everybody says, oh, before I date somebody, we have to get tested. But if you're hanging out with somebody and it's getting all hot and heavy and things are going from first base to second base, and you glide over to third base, pants is off, you're thinking about going home, who really stops and they're like, you know what? Put your pants back on. We're going to Quest Diagnostics. Think about that. You ain't got a third base. The vibes are right. They're playing some Drake, Bryson Tiller in the background, or Sabrina Carpenter, or whoever you listen to, Kalani. The vibes are right. The vibes are right. Pants is off. We're going to stop right here and we're going to go to Quest Diagnostics. I'm going to book. Y'all are not doing that. Y'all are not doing that. Y'all are not. Like, yes, I mean, we all think that we're going to go get an STD panel. But if you're on third base and pants is off, are you really going to stop? More times than not, we're not stopping, guys. We're not stopping. We're not stopping. We are not stopping. Most of y'all just gonna raw dog it. I mean, that's the truth. Even protection might be asking for too much. Most of y'all just gonna raw dog it and say, so help me God. like a taking an oath. So help me God. I'm diving in. Like, sure. No, most of y'all go look at the person saying, they look healthy. Y'all not going to Quest Diagnostics. Y'all know how. Stop lying. How many liars do we have in the chat? Y'all are not doing that. I'm Dr. Kojo. I'm not doing that myself. If I get to third base, if I'm on third base, guys, and see, when you delude yourself, that's how you get in trouble. I believe that there's a point of no return. There's a point of no return, and you have to know what that point is for you. Which is why, I just do my best not to get in those situations. Straight up. The point of return, you have to know. And for most of us as guys, the point of no return is when you go in the room and you lock the door. You're pretty much screwed at that point. It's the point of no return. Amy says, I did that after my divorce before I met my ex-boyfriend. I had cheat next. Right. But what I'm saying, if you're on third base, look, people aren't stopping. People will continue on. Yeah, no, keep it 100. People are not. So what you should do is, before you even go over to their house, hey, my ex cheated on me, so we're going to go to Quest Diagnostics and set something up before I even go to your house. Yeah, right. Before you go over to the house, because once it's getting hot and heavy, once it's hot and heavy, you're not stopping. You're going to proceed. See, I told myself that a lot before. So I know. And now if you're like Patricia, you're just not dating. Okay, then that's the safest way to go about things. To just not date. Proceed with caution. Yeah. And look, especially if you have ADHD. Twisted, I appreciate you. If you have ADHD and you can get a little impulsive, think 3 steps ahead. right. Before they can even touch you. Yeah, Rachel, exactly. And this is how I stay safe nowadays. Before they can even touch, don't even touch my leg. You touch my leg, I might shriek. you know, touch my leg, I might get wobbly. I might fold. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. You gotta ask for permission. You gotta don't touch me. Don't touch my leg. You know, women be playing footsie and trying to touch your leg. Touch my leg, I'm a fool. I'm a shriek. I'm a shriek. Don't touch me. Don't. A woman such is very dangerous. Don't touch me. Like, relax. I'll call the cops if you touch me. Don't touch me. And if you like, I really mean that. Don't touch me. Oh, my mom, growing up, she would always say fear women. And I didn't know what she meant by that. And then I grew up. I said, oh, you got to fear women. They're the best thing in this world. But, they put that touch on you, it's over. It's over. It is over. Especially if you have ADHD. I think that goes both ways. Just be 3, 4, 10 steps ahead. Be multiple steps ahead. Be multiple steps ahead. Yeah. I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive. I'm aware of my humanity. If it's all right, guys. So look, at my comedy shows. Oh no, we can do hugs. I'm not talking about that. We can do hugs at comedy shows. Like that's not an area where is a danger. And I think one of the good things about being a public figure is that it's just too complicated to do anything with anybody. Like you have to sign an NDA. Like like do I want them to come back and see where I'm at? Like it's quite complicated. And now I'm not saying that there aren't comedians and entertainers who do some dirt on the road. It happens, like it's a thing. But no, like I do hugs in my show. And I went to a conference in New Jersey maybe about a month ago, the Johnson & Johnson conference, and they had different stickers that people would put on themselves. Like if you have a green sticker, it means that you're a hugger. If you have like another sticker, it means that you don't want hugs. I thought that idea was revolutionary because that way people are like, oh, you're a hugger. Because some people don't like being hugged. So I'm a hugger, but like the person on the other end might not want to be hugged. So it's like, kind of like what they teach us in school. Like if you have a patient, like try not to hug. And sometimes like I've had patients who are like, the 75-year-old, patient who wants to hug me. I'm like, all right. Bring it on in. Bring it on in. Stranger danger. Hugs feel super intimate to me. I love the sticker thing. That's great because like just like Mandy is saying, some people think the hugs are super intimate, and that was news to me because like in our family we hug, so like that's how I grew up. But I had to learn quickly that not everybody wants to be hugged. So just out of respect for people, like can't just hug everybody. So I've learned that now. I've learned that. Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah, it's my default to hug, but now I know. Kevin Hart new Netflix special, Racing Losing. I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta go watch it. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go watch Kevin Hart's. I'm a fan. Watch his latest special. People make fun of me because if someone hugs me, I pat their back, even my kids. Look, some people don't like hugs, and actually, you know what? Now that we think about it, you bring up a good point. I will ask my attorney. Maybe we shouldn't do hugs at the shows, actually, or maybe we should do stickers. I didn't even think about that. We probably shouldn't do hugs at the shows. I did not think about that, but good point. Good point. My goodness. Texans are very huggy people. I'm a huggy person too, but or maybe we'll do the sticker method. I think we should do that because yeah, yeah. One arm hug. No, one arm hugs are lame. It's like this maybe a fist bump or fist bumps are kind of like awkward. Like you know, um fist bumps are kind of and look, Kim, I would like to hug people too, but not everybody wants to be hugged. So um I mean, I'll talk with my team. More than likely, I won't be allowed to hug. I can just hear my attorney's voice. But and the people who don't want to be hugged, they're not messing it up for everyone. We have to just respect people's bodily autonomy. But I don't think. I mean, I've answered my own question. I think we'll probably have to do like something or because yeah. But I do want to. I do want to hug. Just to let y'all know that I do want to hug, and to be honest, in past shows, that's how we did things. My first show, when I went on the road in Atlanta, a girl drove. Why I keep saying girl? I'm sorry. A woman drove from Chattanooga, Tennessee, to Atlanta, Georgia. She drove 3.5 hours to come to my show, and she had both of my books, my first one and my second one. I was like, oh, and her name was Sarah. I'll never forget her. I said, oh, thank you so much. So like I was overwhelmed with gratitude that she would come out 3.5 hours. It wasn't like she was in Decatur. She drove from Chattanooga. But, I do think that I like that sticker or something like that to show who wants to be hugged. It brings up a really good point, though. I would like to do the sticker method, but that is not up to me. It's up to people who are smarter than me who will say, Kojo, do or do not do this. Manny Jean says, as soon as someone is restricting my movement, I feel unsafe. I'm comfortably saying, and look, there are people like, yeah, Mandy, I hear you. Some people, I think more people do not like the hugs, but for the people who hate hugs, they really hate hugs. They hate hugs more than people who like hugs like hugs. Does that make sense? Like a person who hates hugs, they hate it real. They hate it. Like they feel restricted by it, and it doesn't feel good. And they probably don't want to make you feel bad, but it's like it's just best to make sure that everybody is Gucci. Make sure everybody is Gucci. I like hugging. Hugging is healing. It does feel healing to me, but yeah, and even taking photos. Like sometimes you'll put like your arm around somebody or something like that. One thing that I had to get out of the habit of really quickly was it's like you're taking a photo with somebody and like arm around the waist, like now, but like that's like not just for women, it's like everybody, like even guys, but obviously for for obvious reasons, I've had to pull back on that. Just like this, hands like this. This is how we take photos of somebody. Just hands like this. Just you want to be very, very safe. There are teachers who offer affection chat from high fives to hugs and allow children to choose. Okay, I like that. Hey, Molly, how are you? I can hug my kids, but no one else. Ah, okay. If you are a hugger, one in the chat. I'm just curious. If you don't like hugs, two in the chat. I'm curious. I'm starting to see a lot of ones, two. Okay, it's on TikTok. We have 2 ones on YouTube. 1, 2, 1 side hug. When we say side hug, it might as well be a 2. A 1, a 2, a 3, depends on the person. Oh, if it depends, then it's a 2. Molly's a 2, Rachel's a 2. Um, okay. And Mandy is right. Unfortunately, I've learned work with vulnerable people that teaching your body is public property can get. Yeah. So that's it's a little funny. It's a little funny. Have y'all seen the photos of kids who are on Santa's lap and they're having such a bad day? Like the kids crying and the parents are like, no, sit, it's Santa, it's Santa. Santa's lap is traumatized. Now I've seen some kids that it looks hella traumatizing. The kids like, no. Close friends, big hug with a kiss on the cheek. Okay. It works for close friends, but probably want to draw the line at close friends. Look, no, guys, we've seen the photos where the kids, they hate being on Santa's lap. They hate it so bad. They hate, and the parents are like, no, like we have to get the photo. The kids crying. Oh, there's see, there you go. There's a contest to have the cutest photo. I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. Actually, that might be a good skit idea. We might have to get. Okay. Okay. Molly, I don't remember you from past lives, but welcome now. Hugs are just as uncomfortable as an itchy sweater. Hey, maybe Santa is wild. I had a pic with Ruff McGruff as a kid and was not smiling. Who was Ruff McGruff? Oh, no. All right. Molly, I do remember you now. I mean, if you open your arms for a hug and someone walks into it, that's your answer. Yeah, for the most part. But this is. I mean, I'm happy we're talking about this. It's something that, like, I'll bring it by the team, but more than likely, and plus, I have a big neurodivergent community, so I think that more people, probably at my shows, the majority of people, not the majority, but there'll be a good amount of people who don't like hugs at all, and they could feel bad if you try to hug them. So I think I have my answer. I'll still run by a team, but I think I have my answer. You see, sometimes you talk things through, like, okay, all right, well, okay, fist bumps and stuff like that. You always want to err on the side of safety. Safety, Molly. That's why. But I remember you. I like hugs from specific people, but not random, spontaneous hugs. Yeah. I think the average person is, may lean towards that. The sticker thing, I like that. That was a really, really good. And if we do hugs as the shows, we probably will have to go with the sticker thing, and that's if like if team approves it. But I thought it was revolutionary. I'm like, oh wow, like people can, and like it was so cool. People with the green dots were like huggers. I was like, oh okay, like shout out to Johnson & Johnson for thinking about that. Just what a fantastic idea. It's genius. Like, why don't more people do that? Put the green sticker there so that way, like, what a genius idea. It depends if it's hot and some people get sick. Stuff like that. A week. I told this guy no hugs. He keeps trying to. Oh, well, hey, you let them know then. Look, we'd appreciate you. Look, if I mean, you shouldn't have to say no more than once. I feel bad that I don't like hugs. Right, and this is the reason why, fist bumps or like, you play it safe, because a lot of people feel bad speaking up and saying that they don't like hugs. So, yeah. I feel obligated to hug somebody. Yeah, guys, I get it. I'm a hugger, but I get it. I definitely get it. And we went off on a tangent with this hug thing, but no, this is really good because I got to really think. I got to really think about this thing, social anxiety. Ooh, my stomach growling. I know it's late, but I'm about to give me some meat. Shasta. I'm gonna go pee here shortly. Oh, all right, guys. What a great stream. What a great stream. Oof. I'm gonna prepare for bed here. And this week we did streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah. Cool. I like that. I like being able to stick with my schedule. Oh, damn! Y'all can hear that? Nah, like I'm hungry. Goddamn. Karate chop someone if don't listen. Yeah, that's why we're gonna bypass on the hugs. And a lot of autistic people come to my shows, so like I don't know why I thought that all hugs would be, should have known. Justin, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And look, if you have autism and ADHD, or I mean, even just one of them, I think you would really benefit from the content. I think you'd really benefit from being over here. So I appreciate you. And Kim, I appreciate you as well. I appreciate you. And I'm not sure if we're going to do all the streams with this setup, or maybe this will be the Thursday one and the Tuesday one will be the other setup. So, we're still figuring out how we're going to do this type of thing. Sometimes it's cooler when we can put the comments on the screen. But yeah, next show will be Tuesday at 6:30 California time, or West Coast time, should I say. But sometimes it could be 6, but 6:30. I say that just to be safe. And for those of y'all in California, the next show at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club will be January 24th. For those of y'all who are in Houston, Texas, the first headlining show of next year will be April the 26th at, sorry, I forgot it. At All Jokes Aside Comedy Lounge in Houston, Texas. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Show starts at 8 p.m. And we'll have the link for the Houston show in the bio. So we have about 4 months to get ready for the first headlining show. So please come out if you're in Houston. We're going to bring the boys and girls from California, my squad with me, the big camera guys. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Darcy asked if I'm coming to UK. I would love to come to UK. I feel like next year will be the year that I go overseas. So I would love to come to UK. I got a lot of boys and girls in the UK. So I think we'll come to Ohio before we come to England, but I'd love to come to the United Kingdom. But Houston for sure. April the 26th. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8 o'clock. Come, don't be shy. Like, we'll have the camera guys there. So, like, you'll be on Facebook if you sit up front. So please don't be shy and come through. And, speaking of the hugs, maybe we'll get a dot system going, but there will be no unsolicited hugging at the show. So for those of y'all who, you're very anti-hugs, don't worry. We won't just... We're not just gonna come up and catch you. I might, act as if I'm gonna catch you, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna, at worst have a dot system, but even that can be problematic. So I would like to do the dot system, but we may not have the ability to do hugs. We'll see. Just wanna play it safe, play it cool. West Virginia, DC. Oh, I would love to come to all those places. I would love to come to all those places. I would love to do that. Love to do that. Planner nurse. Oh, okay. In LA. All right. Then, definitely if you're in LA, then please come through to the show at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club. Those home shows, the home shows that are done in California, those ticket links are posted like a week ahead of time. So that's not a headline show. That's just my regular 8-minute set at a home club in California. So if you're in California or Orange County, like Patricia, or LA, those sets are like 5, 8, 10 minutes. So in California, if you're part of the home team, like those are smaller sets, because those are like my local comedy clubs. But for the headline shows, it's me on stage for like an hour, and we can get in depth. So those are longer shows. The headline shows are really fun. But yeah, I mean, if you're in LA, please come out to the local ones. Yes, I make it kid friendly. I've eliminated the cussing, because now I want my comedy to go further. So I've eliminated the cussing from the shows. And next thing I'm working on is, working on whoever opens up for me. Like, I'd like for them to not cuss too, because it's been awkward before where speaking of Chicago, at my last show in Chicago, this is why I needed, like something that I didn't like about when I first went on the road. Just the people that are at my shows, like, because my branding is very important. Uh, we had a comic who was, he was going off the deep end. I'm like, oh my god, like he's out here talking about, it was pretty sexually explicit. I don't even say it over here. I'm like, damn, like, this is not what I promised the people, It's not what I promised the people. Like, he was just going off into the deep end, and like, people are uncomfortable in the crowd. And this is in Chicago. I'm like, I didn't promise the people this. So like, I want to take more control over the show. Like, I don't want somebody coming on talking about, they was out here. Oh, so I think I still have the video for that show. I'll go back and look at it. I mean, he was like twerking on stage. I'm like, yo. Yeah. And look, I was laughing. I was having a good time, but I'm like, oh, I didn't promise the people this. Like, but luckily we're in Chicago. And Candy, Chicago is tied for my favorite comedy city in America. Like, people in Chicago, they love to laugh. They love to laugh. They love to laugh. So I mean, we will be in Chicago next year. I don't know where else. We will be in Chicago. I will come back to Chicago. I love the people in Chicago. I love y'all in Chicago, especially in the summertime when it's not freezing cold. Oh my gosh! Like, Candy, I hope to see you there at the show. Chicago, y'all are hella cool. I would love to do shows for nursing homes. Yeah, plug it up. I'd love to do that. I would love to do that. Randall, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I hope to see a lot of my ADHD community at these shows. And look, it's way too cold right now in Chicago. So I'm not coming to Chicago now. Kenny, I feel for y'all. It's kind of cold up there. But in the summertime, Chicago, what an amazing town. Oh, Chicago. Oh my God. I love Chicago. I love Chicago. Get farther north, closer to the border. Summertime shy. Mandy Jean, I did a show in Vancouver, Canada, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, about 2 months ago. And I would love to go back to Vancouver. Actually, look, I will. I'll probably go next year. Nah, I don't have time this year, but probably next year. The people in Vancouver love to laugh. Vancouver, amazing town. It might be my favorite city in Canada. I know that's British Columbia, and y'all have more provinces. I think that's how I say it. But Vancouver, oh, amazing. You're in Ontario. Okay. I still have love for my people in Ontario and my Peterborough, my people in Toronto, Newfoundland. Okay, now that's way out there in Canada. That's way out there. But I used to know a girl from out that way. Yeah, we have to come out to that side of Canada, but when it's not snowing, my California bones are not equipped for all that cold. You know, I need me some warmth. I need some warmth. So hopefully in the summertime we can come out to Canada as well. The way we pick cities is we look through my analytics and see where I have the biggest following, and then we go from there. And also we go to places that I've been to before. So Chicago was so good, I know I'll go back. Alaska was great, so I know I will go back to Alaska. Where else? Atlanta, even though Atlanta was my hometown, Atlanta was a little rough for me, but we'll go back to Atlanta because it's my hometown. So we'll go back to Atlanta. Chicago was amazing. Dallas, we had a show in Dallas before we canceled it this year. So I know we will redo Dallas. I know that for a fact. So we're going to do Dallas. But I have the most amount of followers in New York City. The next, I think, either Philadelphia or Houston. We got to come out to Philly. San Francisco again, the Bay Area. I was concerned about my car getting broken into in the Bay Area, but y'all spared me when I came up there last year. So we'll go back to the Bay. But you know that if you're in the Bay, you don't leave nothing in the car. Some people leave their car doors unlocked. It's diabolical in the Bay. But we did a New Year's Eve show in Oakland last year, and it was good. No New Year's Eve show this year. I'll be with family in Tennessee. It's kind of chilling, but we will do more shows in the Bay Area, probably early next year too, because I love the Bay Area. Do Buffalo in the fall, not too hot, not too cold, not too far for us Canadians. Mandy, Canadians, especially Canadians in Toronto, y'all are Buffalo Bills fans. Y'all go over to Buffalo quite often. So I had noticed that y'all are honorary New Yorkers, but not just like anywhere in New York, but that side of New York, like Buffalo, Syracuse, Poughkeepsie. Okay. But I would like to come to Toronto. I'd like to come to Toronto. I'd like to come to Alberta. So my people in Alberta, I know that's two different ends of the spectrum in Canada, but I like to come out there. Louisiana. Oh, it's freezing in Louisiana. Okay. Well, not when it's freezing anywhere. I don't want to freeze, my butt off. But yeah, we're looking to get more of the different dates posted. Is there any way we can I put an image on the screen? Let me put an image on the screen real quick here for y'all. And who in the world is Tom Green? Let me see. How do you put this image on here? I got to get my StreamYard skills a little bit better. Just wanted to show y'all something. Don't make this complex. New layout. No. I just want to I want to add the Denmark. Yo, love to come out there. What comedy clubs do y'all have in Denmark? Because look, if I'm in Denmark, I have to we need to be efficient and do everything around that area. Norway, from Canada. Okay, Alberta's cold air. Everywhere in Canada is cold to me. I went to a wedding once in Ottawa, and I was just freezing my balls off. I was happy that my cousin got married, but I'm like, why did you have to find a girl in Canada? What's wrong with girls in Atlanta, Georgia? Okay, how do you add make it fake it? Says need help. Yes. How do I add a photo to my screen? This AI. Is AI going to help me out live? I don't speak Norsk anymore. I don't know what that says. All right. Okay. No, it's not giving me any helpful information. Plus, okay. All right. Look what I'm doing. All right. Yeah. Nah. Clearly, I don't know how to. All right. Just this beat. Yes, I did. You know anything about comedy clubs in Denmark? So, guys, I'm not that versed on how to do this. So I'll just show you. This is what I was trying to show y'all. Too much light. This is kind of ghetto. All right. So that should kind of show. There we go. Not too much light. Do y'all see that? Except from Copenhagen. Oh, I got family in Copenhagen. We got to come out there. We got to come out there. We got to come out there. I'm so hell-bent on getting this actual photo. Whatever. Just run behind. I got emails to get to. It's 10:17 on the West Coast. Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to my promoter, see if we have any connects in Copenhagen, Denmark. But I would love to come out there to Denmark and Norway. I've never been to Denmark before, so I'd love to take this thing international. That'd be really cool for me. So, but I'll figure out how to do more with StreamYard. I thought I knew, but apparently I know nothing about this on StreamYard. I knew at one point, but now I don't know. Okay, whatever. All right, guys. Oh, it's been about 2 hours in the stream, and my stomach is hungry. All right, y'all. Kyle Pitts legacy game. All right, y'all. I gotta get off, but I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. Thank you so much for your attention. We're back on stream next week, Tuesday, 6:30 West Coast time. That's 9:30 Atlanta in New York, 8:30 Nashville, Tennessee, 7:30 Phoenix, Arizona, 6:30 Seattle, Washington, 5:30 Hawaii, and 5:30 Anchorage, Alaska, and 3:30 Hawaii time. Okay, I gotta get my times right. So, all right, y'all, it's been about 2 hours. So take care. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace. Be easy, and try to get some sleep. I'll get some sleep on my end.